What now for Caribbean people and their leaders? Reflections on the current social and economic crisis from a gender perspective. That was the topic being pondered by local and regional dignitaries on Tuesday night. The topic was the center of a lecture conducted by sociologist and book writer Professor Rhoda Reddock, who is also the deputy campus principal at the University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus in Trinidad and Tobago.
I felt that, because of the current economic crisis, that this was a good point for us to look at the situation we are in and come up with a new paradigm for the future. So I tried to look at the earlier period and how that changed and our present period. And then I took one issue, that was the issue of male violence and crime, to show how a gender analysis can assist us in understanding that phenomenon and coming up with strategies to address it.
Reddock spoke extensively about the collapse of the social sector in many nations over the past years, the increased burden of care placed on mothers with little partner support, and the normalization of guns as a weapon of choice through the global entertainment industry. She also highlighted aspects on the emergence of a drug economy as a replacement of productive organizations. Present at the memorial lecture was Premier the Honorable Galmo Williams, who said that the topic was a true replica of what countries across the region are currently facing.
I think the topic is so timely. I think everything is timely. For me, it encouraged me even more going forward to know that the Caribbean on a whole, but Turks in particular, which is part of the Caribbean, can govern itself, can move forward, can continue educating its people, can continue empowering both genders, male or female, and it's exactly what my government have been doing the last 5-6 years.
President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Compton Bourne, said that the lecture was a brain teaser.
Well, I think it was a very interesting lecture, which I want to read a bit. I think that there were many interesting perspectives and new perspectives on the question of gender and male-female relationship. I think that she was able to make some very valid points about the way in which people are socialized and how those can go against both men and women realizing their full potential.
News 4 can reveal that during the private meeting of the Procedures Committee of the Board of Directors on Tuesday, May 26th, an agreement was made to provide funding for countries to pay their premiums for their Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility. This is a facility intended to provide governments with some indemnity against loss if a disastrous hurricane strikes. The TCI was a beneficiary last year. During that session, it was also agreed upon to consider assisting in the financing of Haiti's budgetary support, and also approvals were made on infrastructural projects in numerous countries. At 4 p.m. this evening, CDB held its closing ceremony. News 4 will bring you the highlights of that event in tomorrow's newscast. For WIV4 News, I'm Nikira John.